G'day friends and fans, welcome to Dave Talk Stuff. Forums all over the internet. Reddit. Reddit have a lot of dating subreddits. And three of them in particular, have seen a decline when most have actually picked up a few people. The following Reddit forums: dating over 30, dating over 40, dating over 50, have all seen a decline. The same question: why are fewer men over 30 not wanting to date? Why does it feel like there are no men over 40 wanting to date anymore? Why are there no older guys available for a relationship? Why don't men want a relationship? And of course, all over the dating world, where are the good men? Well, ladies, you chose the bear. So men have chosen peace. So let me see. I'll write them down. I forgot to number them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 reasons. Well, valuing peace over drama. At a certain age, peace is sacred. Your time is sacred. And they no longer feel the emotional drama, the emotional volatility of a woman is no longer worth having a relationship. So, valuing peace over drama. 2, past relationship trauma. Burned too many times to say, fool me once, shame on me. Shame on you, sorry. Fool me twice, shame on me. And men are walking away. Desire for independence. Older men who have lived alone for some time because they prioritize their own time, their own hobbies, their own finances. They're not going to negotiate for a partner when they see everyone else who's been through it already, being chewed up and spat out. And let's face it, in their younger years, they never had good experiences with women in the first place. So there's no reason to join the dating pool, even if it is shrinking. The lack of interest in dating games. Most men feel there's no point to dating because it only benefits women. Women get the food. Women get taken out for a good time. What do you get? Nothing. You get to spend your money. You get the privilege of her yapping at you. And then after an hour or two, she's gone. Unless you want to buy that handbag or the purse. And there's no second, otherwise there's no second date, so there's no point. Next, financial risk mitigation. Most due to past experiences, others by observation, have realised that the financial cost of a woman, or even just cohabitation, is not worth the risk. What have you got to look forward in old age as a male divorcee with an empty house? You can have an empty house and own it and have your favourite games and your shelves of favourite toys, and instead of being the 40-year-old virgin, and selling all that stuff to pay for a house for her and her pay for a house for a single mum, to get to live in for a year before she kicks you out because you suddenly discover why she's a single mum. It's because she chooses through men. Yeah. There's a list. Even with, what do you say, prenuptial agreements. What's the point? You got all the other problems. Focus on self. Many men spend their later years focused on their own health, their own hobbies, and the family. The kids are growing up, and they kick out the last thing standing in the way of freedom and independence. You know, the one who's been telling you to put the toilet seat down, take out the garbage, and rolls over every night you're feeling frisky. Yeah, what's the point, right? Yeah, go join the pair. Disillusionment with dating culture. Some men have expressed that dating apps and dating scenes do not align with their desires for authentic connection. All they're finding is an empty, vapid NPC who is increasingly materialistic, increasingly narcissistic, and ever demanding without anything so much as a monicum of respect in return. Well, and last but not least, while most men are not against companionship, there is none to be had. The emptiness of marriage. More and more men have seen over the years men who have complained how the sex dries up. Yeah, you know the old joke, what's the greatest contraception? Wedding cake. And it's not just the wedding cake, it's not just the lack of sex. Most men, after pounding away for a while, value a more pleasurable experience, on average once a week or once or twice a week. You find your rhythm and you settle down into it. But women find it a rut, so they pursue excitement through other means while turning off the sugar for you. So what's the point? When, of course, a lot of men are just saying, if you want the job done right, buy a sex robot. They're designed for it. Now, I know a lot of people say, but what about the children? Well, again, we go back to the past relationship trauma. How many men are in sexless marriages with only one child? Or, worse, in a childless marriage, and she's just, I love you, baby, I love you, baby, I love you, baby. So, and how many do those women turn out because they've had abortions behind your back, or straight out, when you married them, they've lost their ability to have children because of abortions, or just to hid the fact that they're early menopause. Why most men, even finding out by 25, half the women, because of reasons unknown, glug, 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 the women are already suffering pretty much the equivalence of menopause, where the ovaries or toxic vaginal syndrome, yeah, the ovaries have shriveled up, empty egg basket. So, again, we've for a long time, men in history, most divorce or relationship breaks up are either after the first child, or after the couple of children, or after the children start hitting 18. And you hear women, right, celebrating all the time. When they get a divorce, it's celebrated. When a man leaves a woman, he's a pariah. Man basically saying, nope, I'm gonna value my peace. I'm going to avoid trauma. I'm going to value my independence. I'm not going to play your games. I'm going to protect my financial security. I'm going to focus on myself. And I'm not going to put up with your feminism, your activism. How many kids seen Mary Poppins? How'd you like a wife like that? No time, dear. I've just come from the feminist rally and I'm off to the feminist rally. Just came to change my hat or my bonnet. Whatever it was. Not all men have stopped dating altogether, but the number of men who have is increasing. But more men may still date, but the majority of those who still date, while not against companionship, are highly selective in whom they date and are unwilling to sacrifice their idea of a traditional formal relationship for her easy peasy kumbaya version of being the village bicycle. Although she ends up being the village well, right? And more like the poisoned well. Now, this is not confined to the West. It is spreading. Japan, Korea, China have had this for 30 plus years. In China, they have leftover women in their 20s and 30s who are all marching in the streets, particularly in China, are now wondering where all the men went. Women have sang songs in their 30s. You got no house, you get no this or that. You've got to give me a car, a house for my mother, and the list goes on, and the equivalent of $200,000 with no guarantees, and it has happened where the ink is not even dry and she's already bolted her door. In China, there is no dating. It's gone. In Japan, everything is a formal arrangement. In Korea, most men are not even talking to women anymore because they're sick of the give me culture. Right? To even ask a woman out in Korea is a minefield. And again, there is in the West the jewelry store culture, happy life, happy wife, you deserve it. Women have basically gossiped around the world, even now in the Islamic world, where you see it's only amongst the hardcore religious in any country now with this marriage, which and the moderates and the academics, they always had, the academics have always had this weird, this is where a lot of your single one-child families come from, is academics. A woman takes a day off to get pregnant and then goes back to work, and her husband is stuck raising the child. And you end up with children like Sam Bateman-Fried. You still can't understand what he did wrong. It's called fiduciary responsibility, Sam. Even though you did not do the crime or take part in the crime according to you, you were still the one responsible. You hired the people, you failed to oversee the people, and you never secured the funds you were entrusted with. And this is the attitude men are going forward now with, is I'm the CEO, I'm responsible for the funds, the house, the car, so why do I want an employee who disrespects me the moment my back's turned? I can't trust, because you never know who they're bringing around when you're not around. They're laissez-faire about everything. They're, what do you feel about loyalty? Buy a dog. Well, that tells you everything you need to know about a woman, right? If she thinks loyalty is buying a dog, yeah, you're not going to get your money's worth. Again, I see the future more and more robotic. I've seen enough of the technologies to know that the government quietly and confidently will rebuild the population once enough of the riffraff have seen themselves out. And it is. They're no longer hiding the eugenics. But what can the government do, particularly in the West? What are you going to outlaw? Nothing. You can't outlaw bad behaviour. Too many people stomp their feet and have a hissy fit. You can try. Someone tried in the 1930s. See what happened? They demonise you and start cutting off your economy and force you into war. Doesn't make what they did right or wrong. I'm just saying, if you look at Putin, if you don't follow their orders to the letter, they turn against you and start a war, start attacking you, or force you to attack them. It's nothing new. But I think Older Men Would Rather Die Than Date Again is an article that appeared, and it really and brutally affected a lot of women. And I'm sure this video will get the same response as some of my other videos from the butthurt people who figured out the downvoting other people's videos, watching them for... yeah, they're manipulating the algorithm. They figured out how to manipulate the algorithm and go around downvoting other people's videos. I think YouTube is should, but they won't ban them. They won't do anything about it. They want everything to be a dramatic explosion, right? They want people to either hit the scene running and dramatically explode, or they just want to keep the newcomers down, selectively pick winners and losers. So they allow manipulation, but please, if you could see your way to liking the video to counter this, and it's the same with my other videos, it's, if you don't like, the content, don't keep coming back to downvote it. Some people do, and it's sad. But it's not going to stop me and it shouldn't stop you from hitting that like button. So go ahead, hit that like button, make the feminists cry again. And consider supporting the channel. You can support the channel over at empireofelves.myshopify.com. Buy yourself some dark magic coffee cups today and summon a brew worthy of a warlock. Because, hey, who needs to be a king when you control power, baby? Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please support the channel. You can support the channel in a number of ways. Though a like costs you nothing. and lets me know the content you like. Comments are great too. Lets me know where you think I went wrong. So I could say, nah, I'm fine. No, just kidding. If you got genuine, real feedback, or you want to add to the conversation, go ahead. Support me on Ko-Fi, Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch. Let's face reality. You don't need a lot of subscribers before I start making money on YouTube. And you think they're really going to monetize me and let me make a living off YouTube? Exactly. They want to make 30. They've got to hit that 30 billion by 2020, by 2030. You know, to get that 30 billion, they're going to have to get a lot more of us getting a lot more views and paying us a lot less money, which means a lot of us are never going to be monetized. So, the reality is, more and more channels are just going to have to sit here and hope for a sponsor. And again, those channels that are sponsored are controlled. Recently came out, Tucker Carlson. Sponsored. Videos are scripted for him. All his interviewees, are picked for him. He'll never pick someone like me. He'll never reach down to Struggle Street and see how the ordinary people get along. No. He's got his guitar money. And it's same for many. You know, there's so many out there who are not giving you their honest opinion. They don't have our interest at best at heart, brothers. None of them do. See you in the next video. Bye for now.